Hello, welcome to another episode of Top3Tech. I'm your host, Jerry Ruiz, and today's episode, we bring you some Nvme reviews. And Newegg was kind enough to send me some to test. Shout out to Newegg. And they also sent me one to give away. I'll be going into that a little bit later on in another video. But anyways, today we got the Nextorage G Series Gen 4 4TB Nvme to test out. And this is my first time doing a Nvme review and my first time here in the Nextorage. So let's go ahead and get into the video to see what we find out. I was surprised to see that this was sealed and it even says void once you open it. Check that out. Let's see, void. But anyways, let's see how this Nvme looks. I believe this is the one. Yeah, this is the one without the heatsink on it. So if you need a heatsink, if you're getting this for the PS5, you're gonna want to spend the additional price to get the one with the heatsink. If you, on your motherboard you have it where you have a slot and it has a heatsink with it, then this one will be perfect for that. This is taped closed here in the little anti-static bag, like how it comes with that. Maybe it's just a bag, but either way, help save that. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to see a sealed up Nvme, but here we go. So, check that out. Nextorage 4000 GB, M2 2280 PCIe 4x4 Nvme. Jeez. Embedded SSD. What is that? 10-year warranty? 10-year life cycle. It's got the 3D NANDs on there. Supposedly 2 GB worth. Oh, there you go on the back. Nice. Check that out. Let's go. What does this say right here? SK Hynix. Interesting. RXNC. Anything else we can see on here from the back? Well, that's how it looks physically. And I brought this. Well, let's see what else is in here. Actually, a little manual. Acronis True Image. This software is for creating a system clone when upgrading your PC with an SSD. Access the following URL. Download the software following the download procedure. Keep this leaflet in a safe place because the key will not be reissued. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to blur that out. Sweet. And apparently they have software to clone it, make your life a little easier. And I also included this PlayStation box here because, as you can see, these kind of when I saw the packaging on this, it reminded me of the PlayStation design, white with blue. And well, before we get started with some of these benchmarks and comparisons, let's talk about Nextorage as a company real quick. When I looked up Nextorage to see what their company was about, I saw this on their About Us page. Nextorage Corporation was established on October 1st, 2019 as a company specializing in the memory storage solutions led by engineers and staff who built on over 20 years of history in memory storage at Sony. We created a framework for continuing to provide products of the highest performance with peace of mind, fully leveraging our memory controller technology, highly durable product design, manufacturing infrastructure, and memory purchasing capacity. After reading the statement provided by their own company, I was surprised to learn that Nextorage was owned by Sony. And I was also surprised to learn that they are no longer owned by Sony, but in fact, they were bought by Phison. According to material information regarding 8299 Phison, their stock name, there was an announcement on January 5th, 2022 that Phison has acquired 100% majority stake of Nextorage from Sony. Here's the excerpt from the material provided. I'll drop the link down below. And it's pretty much saying that since January 2022, Nextorage has become a subsidiary of Phison, which recognizes 100% of its revenue. Phison Electronic Corp acquired shares of its joint venture company Nextorage Corporation from its joint venture partner Sony Storage Media Solutions Corporation. So pretty much Nextorage started in a closet from Sony, not literally, blossomed into a beautiful company leading in a buyout from Phison, where they still fulfill orders from Sony, but are creating their own path with Phison by their side. Its official model name is the NE1N4TB 4000 gigabyte. Its form factor is M2 2280 D2M double-sided, which means the DRAMs on both sides. It's on the PCIe 4x4 interface, NVMe 1.4. The NAND flash is 3D TLC. It has a sequential speed read of 7,300 megabytes per second, sequential speed write of 6,900 megabytes per second. They do say it has a max random access speed of 940,000 IOPS, a max random access speed write of 1 million IOPS. The DRAM cache memory is 2 gigabytes of DDR4 SDRAM. The TBW total byte written is 3,000 TBs. Of course, I'm going to be testing it on the Top3Tech PC, which includes Windows 10, an Asus X570 Tough Gaming Plus Wi-Fi motherboard, a Ryzen 7 5800X CPU, 32 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance 3200 megahertz of RAM, and of course, we have the Sapphire Nitro Plus Vapor X Edition AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX to help push things along. If you compare the three NVMEs, you can see a big difference between the Gen 3 and Gen 4 NVMEs. And then if you look at the Nextorage and the Lexar, there is barely a difference, but it's there. When you consider real time, you really can't tell. But when you consider in performance benchmarks, well, you can see a little bit. And my computer takes a while to boot up because I have 3 SSDs and 2 NVMEs installed. So it has to cycle through all those before it boots up all the way. When you compare the Gen 3s to the Gen 4s, you'll see a big difference, almost triple, and that's pretty insane. When you see the XPG Spectrix S20G Gen 3, its read is at 2471.38, its write is at 1974.71, which isn't too bad, but when you compare it to the Gen 4s, look at the 7237.84 read for the Nextorage G Series Gen 4, and a write of 6036.56. The read is actually pretty close to its advertised read speed at 7300 megabytes, but I couldn't get up to the 6900 megabytes that was advertised on their site, which is kind of sad because I think that's more of an issue with my PC, because when I look at reviews on Amazon or Newegg, I do see that people do get this up to 6900 or pretty close. So I don't know if all the NVMEs are going to be like this, but I think mine is more of an outlier. But when we go to the Lexar NM790 Gen 4 2TB default benchmark, we have a 7400.46 read, which its advertised read is 7400, and then its write is 6605.22, which is really good because its write is also advertised at 6600. So those hit their advertised speed, but my luck of the draw wasn't as good with the Nextorage. But like I said, I think that might be more of a my PC problem than the NVMe problem. But who knows? Either way, 6,000 megabyte write is not too bad at all. 3D Mark actually had a storage benchmark, so of course I was going to go ahead and use that. Why not? Stress out these things, see what the difference is. Again, the big difference between Gen 3 and Gen 4 is that the XPG Spectrix S20G hit 1,309 score. The Nextorage G Series Gen 4 hit 3,056, and the Lexar NM790 Gen 4 2TB hit 3,279. And it has different tests, like it loads up a game, a couple of them. It supposedly simulates running OBS and screen saving and streaming on there. So different real world scenarios that you will be using while you game for it to test the 3D Mark storage benchmark for gamers. In Diablo 4, the XPG Spectrix has a 12.60 second load time. The Nextorage G Series Gen 4 has a 10.97 second load time. The Lexar NM790 Gen 4 has 11.16 second load time, proving that there's not really much of a difference between Gen 3 and Gen 4 in gaming. If you have never played Forza Horizon 5, you should know that it's an open world game with intense graphics, so having a 15.62 second load time for the XPG Spectrix is really good. The Nextorage G Series Gen 4 4TB had 15.20 second load time, and the Lexar NM790 had a 15.38 second load time. Barely any differences, but the G Series one. Hogwarts Legacy loads so fast, there's not really even a difference between these three NVMEs. So after checking out this card's performance and its real world value, I have to say, for $250 for 4 terabytes, it's kind of odd. I'm not too sure how many people are going to be looking for 4 terabyte NVMe, unless you're like me, a content creator that needs all the storage to test games, so you have to store them on there, and all the videos and clips and audio that you have to save. So for me, this is actually a pretty good product. 4 terabytes is in my range, but you're watching this review for the 4 terabyte NVMe, so what do I think about it? It's not too bad, especially at a $250 price. I did find other NVMes, like 2 other companies, was it AdLink and I can't remember the other one, but companies I'm not really too familiar with, at $240 for the same read-write. And then I did find T-Force and other companies around $250. Their read-write was a lot lower. So I feel at $250 this is a pretty good deal. I found a PNY NVMe for $260, had similar read-writes as well. So all in all, when you compare this NVMe at the $250 price range, it's not too bad. When you see Sabre and Rockets and Samsung, those cost a little bit more. They do have a higher premium and they do perform very similarly. So if it wasn't for that Lexar that I got on sale at a crazy deal, the 2 terabyte I got for $70, like on a prime deal, I probably would have gotten both of these for my PC. But I would recommend these to you guys. I do like the fact that the read-write was pretty fast, and Nextorage surprised me, which is something pretty good. I really wasn't expecting that, but now that I know that they're owned by Phison, I am expecting good products. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they come out with next. I know they don't really have too much product out when it comes with NVMe's, so we'll be seeing that. And my future video is going to be about the giveaway on this 2 gigabyte Nvme G Series. So tune in for that. I'm also going to add it to the end of the video. So if you don't see it soon, it'll be on there soon as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. Oh yeah, this had a 5-year warranty. I remember me trying to figure out what the 10 was about, and I was asking if that was the warranty, but 5-year warranty on this thing. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and when it comes to NVMe and gaming, Gen 3 and Gen 4, you can't go too bad. And when it comes to file transfers and stuff like that, it still doesn't make too much of a difference. So just get the one that's best for your wallet, or the one that just gives you peace of mind. But either way, I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching another video from Top 3 Entertainment. I hope you hit like and subscribe. Also, I'm going to have a recommended playlist, a recommended video right here, so make sure to click that as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in, whether it be to the Top 3 Tech, Top 3 Gaming, or the Why Not Me podcast. You guys are dope. I hope to see you guys in the next video. And of course, let's grow this thing together. Peace. Peace. Peace.